So before we proceed, there are some housekeeping rules which everyone need to follow. Um, for the better audio, please do use your headset and microphone um, for optimal sound quality. And yeah, so if you don't have any questions, or if you are in the middle of the class, just make sure you're on mute, so that like it won't create any disturbances for the instructor during the class. And yeah, so either you can ask the questions while unmuting, or you can use the chat box for the same. And yeah, I think we request everyone to be as interactive as possible. And in case if my pace is too fast, so please let me know, so try to I will reduce my pace, so which I have very bad habit of that. So I do just go fast at times, not all the time. And yes, let's have some first exercise. Just please, everyone, just can you type in hi, so that like so it is sort of a first exercise for everyone, so that like you are active. That's the way I know you're active. All right. So I'm proceeding further. So does anyone have any doubts over here? All right, I'll take that as a no. Cool. Yes. So I'm the instructor, and my name is Venkat Sai, and I have over 10 years of experience in cyberspace. And initially, I started my career as an IT ops engineer, and later I did a transition to a network security admin, and thereafter a SOC analyst, and then IR responder. And currently, I'm supporting one of the well-known companies, so which most of you are aware of. It's a SAP, and I'm the primary point of contact for the organization for the cybersecurity department. And yeah, now I would like everyone to give you a short intro, like where you are from, and why you choose to pursue this cybersecurity domain, and also like what do you think about cybersecurity. So I think I request everyone to unmute and just give you a short intro. Let's start with Mohan. Mohan, yeah.
Uh, I think that is too personal. Can we have one-on-one?
All right. Yeah, no issues. Um, and Jones, Kendra, if you are, you can. I think
So
Kendra has some audio problem. Yeah, yeah, Jones, yeah,
Mr.
please go ahead.
John,
Yeah.
my name is my name is Chokam John. I'm from West Africa, but I'm based in the U.S. Um, uh, Educational wise, I have a BBA in management accounting. Can you hear me?
Okay.
I said, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Uh, like I said, I have a BBA in management accounting. Management being my major, accounting being my minor. I chose cybersecurity because cybersecurity is taking over the world, and it's something that you can get into. From my understanding, without prior knowledge, you can get there. Once as you determine to learn, you can learn cybersecurity. Make living out of it. I have no prior knowledge to IT. I have no prior knowledge to cybersecurity.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm open to learn and hoping that after this course, I will be able to implement whatever has been taught.
Okay, okay, great, great, Jones. I think uh, thanks for introducing yourself. And yes, the cybersecurity doesn't really requires any prior knowledge. And yes, if you have, that's well and good. But I think that's not a prerequisite to start your journey with the cybersecurity. And Yeah, I think we had one participant, and I think they left, I guess. All right. Now let's proceed further. All right. The agenda for today, we are going to discuss about organization and what is cybersecurity and what is the need of cybersecurity in today's world, and what is its significance, and what is the change of point of view for cybersecurity. So there used to be a perspective about cybersecurity back in the day, but it has completely being changed, and what is the current demand, and how broad the cybersecurity this domain is, right? And what is the competitive edge that you can get from this domain. Hope so we are going to cover all of these areas in this session, right? And proceeding further. Yes. So this is the H2K Infosys USA. So it's based in USA, in specifically in Atlanta in Georgia, and it has around 25 years of experience. And yes, the mission of H2K is to dream, strive, and achieve victory. So if you are curious and aspiring student, this is your right place, and have chosen the right institute to pursue your learning journey, right? So here is a website. You can have a look, and these are the two contact numbers, and this is our email address. Okay, so you have any queries or concerns, so you can shoot an email to this email address, right? And yes, let's begin our session. And so this is all about our organization, and so this is one of the number one, and it has been rated as 9 out of 10. All right. So the course has been offered. So there are plenty of courses like AI, and so whatever the buzzing course that you name it, so we have it. Whether it could be from AI, from big data, from cybersecurity, from SAP and data science, anything. So you name it, we have it in our arsenal, right? And yes, now let's dive into the topic. So, what is cybersecurity, right? So, I think you might have heard there was an popular opinion about cybersecurity, like the people do hacking and they do all sort of an illegal stuff. But that's not entirely true. So, there is much more to it. So, how someone can define cybersecurity? So, in a broader term, like if you want to define on a higher level, it is about securing the IT assets, networks, and programs from bad actors. So, what do I mean by IT assets? So, anything, whether it could be any device or any machine which host some data is called as an IT asset. From the corporate point of view, any device or any machine or anything which holds some data is called as an IT asset, right? And networks. So we all know the networks, right? So how does it work? So securing the networks is also the job of an cybersecurity analyst, and also the programs and process and whatever. So what all available in that corporate space, the cybersecurity guy is responsible for securing it, right? From the bad actors. Like what do I mean by bad actors? The hackers or the cyber criminals. So your job as being a cybersecurity analyst is to protect the IT assets and network and process from the bad actors, right? And if you want to look at the official definition of cybersecurity, which is provided by the NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology, which is from the US Commerce. So it defines as it's an cybersecurity is to ensure the security of confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity, and non-repudiation. Okay, and so I don't want to get into the details of this five pillars. So these are the five pillars in cybersecurity. So whatever you do from any part of cybersecurity domain, your primary objective and goal is to safeguard and secure these five pillars, which is confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity, and non-repudiation. Right? Any doubts? Any questions? Yes, no. All right, I'll take that as a no. Proceeding further. Um, Yeah, again, you can ask me a question that what is the need of cybersecurity? So we all know that like there are, if you ask someone about software, they say, yes, I'm into development, I'm into testing, I'm a data guy, I'm into big data, I'm a data analyst, and some of them even say that like I'm into networking. So what is the need of cybersecurity, right? um, let's draw some parallels, right? Let's draw some parallels between the real world and the internet. So in the real world, our world is divided into various countries. We have around 196 countries, and each country has its own law of the land. And every citizen in that country should abide with the laws of that land, right? With the judiciary and executive and authorities. And at the end of the day, you have a confidence that whatever happens to me or my organization, I'm convinced and I'm confident that these authorities are out there so they can do some justice to me. But in the internet, so it's a completely different world. So here you have to operate on your own. There are no authorities, there are no boundaries. The person sitting in Japan can commit a crime in India. A person sitting in Russia can commit a crime in Africa, right? So anyone can come, just commit a crime anywhere. There are no boundaries. That is what the regions and yes, and today we also have this social media just connecting the people. So internet is nothing but just connecting the various regions, right? For for the for the operation, and so internet is not safe. And also there is anonymous is ubiquitous, right? So where you see the people have their fake persona. There are a lot of people in the social media. They won't reveal their real persona, right? So they can commit crime. So you can't. So identity is a rare commodity in the internet. So with given with the in the amid of all these challenges, as an organization which you want to thrive in internet for the business, you, your safety is your responsibility, right? And so there are no boundaries, there are no authorities, which means in case if you want to operate in the internet, your safety and security is your responsibility. And that's where we comes in the picture. The cybersecurity comes in the picture, and yes, and as whoever work for the cybersecurity, so we our um, end goal is to protect the organization from the attacks, from the loss. And it's imperative for the organizations to be proactive than reactive, right? So you might have heard a lot of attacks happens, like if any attack happens on any of the organization, first your reputation is lost, and if you have any confidential or any sensitive valuable data, even that is lost again. So it takes years, right? It takes years to repair your reputation and build that confidence with people that my organization is secure from the attacks. So being proactive is much better than being reactive. So the amount, so instead of being reactive, you can with a cheaper cost you can be proactive as well, right? And yes, so investment is way cheaper than mitigating the losses. So there is one interesting stat over here. So it seems that in 2019, the cyber crimes accounted for 2 trillion in losses, despite 83% of company directors increasing their investment in cybersecurity since 2018. So there is a 2 trillion losses in in a span of 2 3 years in dollars. So whatever the investment that is happening at this moment in cybersecurity, like from the organization, is not enough. This is a clear evidence that, right? So it's not up to the mark. Uh, any questions? Any doubts? Or is it you can? Uh, yeah, Mohan, I think you typed hi. Okay, all right. I think probably that's from before, I guess. Before question, I guess. All right. Yes, there was a change of perspective. Long back when I started my career back in 2014 in cybersecurity space, I have seen a different world. Now it's completely different. Back then, when I working with the cyber and when someone asks, so what do you do? When I say I work in cybersecurity, they are just blank face. Huh? What cybersecurity? I think can you hack my friend's account or my enemy's account, Facebook account? So that's what I used to hear, and there was clearly no awareness or a minimal awareness for the people regarding the cybersecurity. And until 2017, in 2017, there was something happened which shook the entire world. That's where the WannaCry attack. WannaCry ransomware attack happened in the year 2017. From up until then, the organization used to think, why do we need the cybersecurity team? Why do we need a security team in the organization? Like, although there are no attacks, even if the attack happens, it doesn't have the huge magnitude. That's not on a big scale. But 2017, this WannaCry incident has changed the perception of everyone. Like, uh, do you know about ransomware? So ransomware is like encrypting your files, and in order to decrypt that, they ask for some ransom. Assume that like there are some 100 files in your laptop, and I'm being a hacker. I intrude into your laptop and I encrypt all of your files. So you can't access the files. You can't use those files until you decrypt it. So if you want to decrypt it, you need the decryption key, which should be provided by me, and I will only provide it once you pay the ransom for me in bitcoins, right? So this attack has changed the perception in the cyberspace. Then the people taking this seriously. So we need to be cautious, or else there would be a big threat to our existence, right? So that has changed. That is, but never the people know that that was just nothing. It's a minim. It's a minimal. In 2020, during the pandemic, the perception has changed even more. What we have seen in 2017 from the WannaCry is just 1% of it, right? So the impact was into 10x in during the pandemic. In the pandemic, I think when the entire world is busy about the COVID, so we the cyber analyst or busy and probably engaged um, to protect the organization, right? That's where the lot of hackers, and there was a huge sort of a war-like situation during the 2020 and 2021. So those 2 years were I mean one of the uh, doomsday scenario for this cybersecurity analyst, right? And yes, Mohan, I think you have unmuted, right? Do you have any question? All right.
No, I don't have.
Okay, great. All right. And now we are in the era of AI. So AI has had made the cyber even more difficult, right? So when all the developers out there, they are, I mean, like some of them happy and some of them worried because they're going to lose their jobs, but some of them are happy that uh, their work has been, like, they can work effectively because like even the AI can code, so that's an advantage for them. But that's a complete disadvantage for the cybersecurity analyst. I think it's in a way it's a threat because previously, so essentially, like what a hacker does, hacker just runs a malware. So what is a malware? It's a computer program with a malicious intent, which means there is some coding involved in crafting a malware, right? So previously, the seasoned hackers used to write some payloads, write some malware, and they use that malware to breach into the organization. But now anyone can make a malware with the AI, right? So AI made the job much easier. So now the demand for the cybersecurity analyst is much more than before. So I'm quoting an source from the World Economic Forum. So they say that cybercrime expected cost. I mean, like I think it's a loss from the like overall from the world, like 10.5 trillion annually by 2025. So they are forecasting that from 3 trillion in 2015, that might go up to 10.5 trillion in 2025. So which means the AI tools are helping out the hackers to take the advantage of exploiting the loopholes in organization, right? So that's one of the two change of perception um, from the to the cybersecurity standpoint. Hope I think no questions here, right? All right, moving forward. Yes. So as I said, the demand of the security analyst is huge, and in USA, the average salary per year it's 92,000 and 811 per year. So this is the average pay that the security analyst can earn as per the Indeed um, uh, as per the Indeed information. And here, like generally in security, you could see there are four categories of people entering into this field, security field. So it doesn't mean that the people who doesn't fall into this category won't enter into the security, but like majorly we come across the four categories of people, right? One, the veterans of military army. So you could meet them very commonly. I mean, like mostly at the strategic level. Uh, Majorly in USA, you could you meet the people who had Air Force experience or military experience. I used to work with a guy in my previous organization. I think he used to be a commander in Area 51, I guess, right? And he used to call all of us like Asset A, Asset B, Asset C. He never used to call us with the names. He always used to call Asset A. Asset A is stuck in that case or not. So he used to address that. I think he's that into the military even after retiring from there, right? And the students who were freshly rightly graduated from the college, they aspire to get into the security, and the IT analysts, like who are from the IT operations or from the networking background, or they usually enter into this security, and also then network admins, even they aspire to enter into this, right? So usually the network admins and military veterans, they have the edge over the other people because they already has the fundamental fundamentals clear. So it becomes for them to easier to excel into this security. Like it doesn't mean that like the other people won't be able to do it. So I think with the right guidance and with right learning, you can achieve the heights in security. So it just all it matters is the curiosity in security. That's it. right? Any questions? I would take that as a no. Yes, right. So one thing, so when you get into security and when you meet the people, if you meet the 10 random people who is into cybersecurity domain, um, they might answer with, I mean, like with the different, like, there might be different answers, right? I think one guy might say like my operations this and this, but while the other person say my operations are entirely different from what the first person said, and there could be another person like he might have a different responsibilities. So why there is a variation, although they work in cybersecurity, but why there's a huge variation in their duties. So that is where the security domain is very broad, and there are like huge diverse areas under the umbrella of cybersecurity domains. And you won't even believe that I think the list is very exhausting. And I think from right from the risk assessment, right from the policy making, right from the tactical level, operational level, strategic level. So wherever you go, you'll definitely find there would be there would be some people who are related to the cybersecurity. But like in the amid of all these options, there is one option uh, which is unique and which makes your journey much easier, which is nothing but the SOC. SOC, the full form of the SOC is Security Operations Center. Okay, so whoever starts the career uh, with the SOC under the cyber, um, one thing is for sure, they have an advantage of having the strong fundamentals, and even they can, if they switch from one domain in cybersecurity to the other domain, like for example, like I'm a person, I've joined as a stock analyst, and if I want to switch to the other domain like threat intel, so I can seamlessly do that because my fundamentals are strong in SOC, so I can survive anywhere. So if I want to shift to the other domain like the security architecture, yes, I can do that being a SOC analyst because like my always, I think my fundamentals are clear, and so I can sustain in the other domains as well. So the point over here is, so it's better, or it is recommended to begin your career with the SOC, Security Operations Center, so which is what we are going to discuss in our course. Like we're going to make you a seasoned SOC analyst, right? And let me give you an example, right? So you visit a mall. So in the mall, uh, there are various securities out there, right? So in the beginning, you have a gate, which is a physical security, and you have a security guard. And if you go further, at the doorways, they check your bag and to validate whether you're carrying any harmful weapons. Or and there are cameras installed everywhere, everywhere in and around in the mall, right? And again, there are barricades, or there are some gates or some restricted areas where you can't get it as a normal customer. So you have a lot of security measures over there, right? Similarly, even your in organization has its own security spread across different places, or different stages. Like you have a network security admin who manage the firewall. So which is nothing but being a watchman and managing the gate. And there are some endpoint security analysts who validate each and every file and application that you install on your laptop. And fundamentally there, so in the mall, like if you take among all security, the much effective one is the surveillance guy, right? who sits in a room and he monitors each and every camera on a big screen. So he has a high visibility from there. I think he can centralizedly he can have a good view, and he can also observe whether any anomalies or anyone who is behaving suspiciously. He can just catch it right just looking onto the screen, right? So that is a very important role from the MAL, from the security standpoint. Similarly, as a SOC analyst, you're going to do the same job for the organization. You're going to monitor the logs of various devices, and you're going to have the complete picture and the high visibility about the organization. So what is happening in the organization, like whether any new threats are coming, whether any threats are contained, or whether what exactly happening in the stratosphere of the organization, you'll have a clear view. So that's the reason the SOC is has a very important role to play, and it's also the starting point. Uh, I think it's a very good starting point. Like as I mentioned, right? So the SOC has a high fundamental base because like they just watch out for everything out there under the sun. So that's the reason like they have a high awareness, and they can sustain anywhere in any of the security domains given they have just deployed in, right? Any questions? All right. If there are no further questions, then I'm moving forward. All right. Yes. So, what are the odds of getting a job in cybersecurity, especially in the SOC? First thing, there are positions. Of first thing, is a huge demand, and there are less aspirants to fill it. And one more thing, even if you have the right candidates, they don't have the good knowledge, good exposure, uh, so in order to sustain in this, and that's one of the major issues. So you can sustain in SOC with the right guidance and with the right knowledge, right? And one thing, so whoever hates coding, this is the best place, or this is the best place for you, because whatever I said that developers do, so security analysts do exactly opposite to that, right? And there is no coding in terms of SOC. Yes, there is a coding in the other domains in cybersecurity, but from the SOC, I think there is no coding skills are required, and competition is lower compared to the other fields because yes, like it's an easy field. At the same time, it is a tough field as well. So you asked like why there is a huge overlap on my answer. So one thing, it is easier for them who wants to have I mean like the thrilling career, who wants to explore new thing every day, and if you're willing to learn, and if you're willing to challenge each and every day, so I think it's a cakewalk for you. So that's all the SOC offers for you, right? And if you are a person like I want to learn some skills, that's it. I don't want to expand my horizons, then this is not a field for those people, right? So yeah, I can take an example of the Java developer. So what the Java developer does day in day out, same code, more or less. Like in the initial few years it might be challenging, but after some point, yes, I think they reach the saturation phase, and from there their career just nosedives. But as a SOC analyst, so it's every day is a new day. Every day you'll come across new threats and new learning. Again, you'll apply that learning for tomorrow, or you may not, because that might become relevant for tomorrow's threat that might come up. So this is a very challenging. At the same time, it's a thrilling and fun career as well. And so that's the reason. So since it is challenging and fun, so there is a community support is so huge for cybersecurity. I think I haven't seen any other domain with some with the, like, if not more, or with the equal camaraderie. If you take any forum anywhere, you can see a group of people who are discussing about some cyber stuff. Or like, if you're working for any of the organization, they'll send you to the conferences, right? They'll send you to the conferences, just be represent from organization, just try to learn like what are the other technologies, like how the other companies are operating. So this security summits and conferences that happens across the year, and I think mostly you'll get opportunities to be a part of it, and you'll meet new people out there, and just a resume and everything. So that's also it's needed. Um, I think it's very easier for you to mention. So unlike the other QA or the developers, like, you don't have to mention your project details and what you have did in those projects. So here, I think you just have to mention your job profile. That's it. That is enough for you, for the ATC tool to catch the phrases and just throw you the right results. And yes, this is where we come in, and we provide the lifetime access and an instructor like face-to-face sessions like that, like what we are doing right now, and the material, software, and hands-on. If at all, if there is any hands-on is needed, so that would be provided by us. And yes, so I think so you'll get that technical support and more transparency, and 100% job oriented training. So which sharpens your skills, which makes you the right fit for the job roles in the market. Right? I think that's all from my side. Uh, any doubts? Any questions? Or Kiran, do you want to add something? Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
Jones. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I have a question.
Great. Yeah.
So my question, I mean, you are spoken and spoken well, and I'm very certain, or I'm very sure that you're gonna provide good instructions down here. I would appreciate if you can, I mean, if you can put out your course outline content of this cybersecurity, so that way, we can see what we are getting into. I mean, you have said it all, but I didn't see, like, like the course content, what we're gonna cover, all the stuff.
Okay. Okay. I mean, like, you're asking about the course curriculum, right? So, I mean, like the list of the topics that you will learn in this course, right? So, I think I'll show that visible. Is it clear?
It's clear. But it's in half a screen.
It's
It's
clear.
not.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So we basically teach you the networking fundamentals. Okay, right from day one to the 15. Because for the SOC analyst, then networking is the, like, I think the basics of the networking is essential, because like whatever you do as a SOC analyst on your day-to-day operations, then networking plays an important role. Okay, and it doesn't mean that, like, if you have to be an expert in networking, no. So you need to have the basic fundamentals right for networking. Okay, so that's what we'll teach you. Our first 15 days is just focused entirely on networking. So if you're good at networking, the SOC is just nothing but a cakewalk for you. And followed by the next 15 days, like, we'll teach you about the OS, operating system. So it's like the Windows and Linux. I mean, like, I think it's not about the usage. Like, it's all about, like, you'll get to learn from objectively of what happens in the OS, and where you can go wrong, where the attacker can take the advantage of the weak areas in your OS, right? And part three is focused on the types of attacks. So you might have heard, right? The virus, Trojan, and ransomware and rootkits. So we're gonna cover all of those attacks in our part three. So it's completely dedicated for understanding the attacks. All right. And part four, part four is about the threat intel because as being a SOC analyst, so even you exposed to a lot of intelligence, and so as a, I think you need to have some overview and good knowledge on that as well. So the final one is about the automation and SIM. So this is where you use this tool for uh, for operations. But in order to operate, in order to understand this tool and the alerts, you need to have the knowledge on the previous parts, as I mentioned before, like the OS, networking, and and the intelligence. So you'll get the alerts from all these areas. So I think hope it's clear. I think John left, I guess. Mohan, I think is it clear to you? Do you have any questions?
Yes, it is clear.
Great, great, sir. Thanks for confirming. Kendra, I think it's your audio is not. Yeah, I think Jones is back. Hey, Jones. Hello. Hello, Jones. Are you back? It seems to be some audio problem. Kiran, are you there? Hello. Hey, Kiran. So I think we can stop the recording, I believe, or we can pause it.